Good morning. Another rainy day, cold and windy in Minnesota. What else, huh? It's almost May, right? But I just wanted to kind of put this on video because it's right before my first waitressing, what do they call it? My first waitressing, yeah. It's too early. I just got my coffee. But anyway, so yeah, so I'll be on my own today. And I will check back after this to let you know how it went. I'm early. It's like 9:15. I start at 10 on Saturday morning. So let's see how this goes. And then I work tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Okay, I'll check in with you after I'm done. Let's hope I don't spill anything on anybody the first day. Or if I do, at least I'll get it out of the way. Okay, I'll see you soon. Hey guys, I did it. And it went really well. It went a lot better than I thought it was gonna go. And for how busy it normally is, I mean, it was still busy to me, but they said it wasn't that busy. But it was actually the perfect amount to start. So that was really good. And I made almost $75 in tips. I made 73. So to walk home with that much in my pocket is amazing. And I made whatever I made for my hours. And I only worked from 10 and they cut me about 2, but then I stayed and helped out to do other stuff till 3. Because then the other ones, there's a lady that works doubles on the weekend. So she works all day. And she said that last night, it wasn't even that busy. She was in the bar side. It'll take me a while to get over there. But she said they closed earlier. They let her go early. She said it was the first time she was home by 10 and in bed. And she brought home $475. But she worked all day long. But yeah, I think I'm going to like it. Knock on wood. Okay, I am here to get propane. I was in the back. I had to do some invoices after I worked. And all of a sudden the heater came on, but it wasn't warm. And it's April 29th and it's like 45 degrees. It's cold. It came in, it's almost May. So anyway, I went in and so this guy had come to this place and he's always so nice to me. He always gives me something like, oh, here's a water or here's like something. Last time he gave me a bag of potato chips and some of those donuts, you know, those chocolate covered donuts that come in the little pack, but the chocolate tastes like wax, but you still love them. So yeah, so it's the only place that stays open. It's like 7 o'clock to do propane like I get it. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, and tomorrow I work at 8 a.m. waitressing, and I guess I can work till 4. Like the next people come on at 4, so it depends on how busy it is. Hopefully I'll get cut sooner. I said I'm willing to get cut sooner. A lot of people want to work longer to make more money because then I got to work at Walgreens right away at 4 p.m. Until midnight. And then Monday I have off, but you know, I always have stuff to do. Anyway, okay, I only came in here to catch up because there was a sign on there. He's the only one working, he owns it. And it said, be back in 10 minutes or store closed for 10 minutes. So, okay, I'm gonna run and see if he's there because I need some propane to stay warm tonight. Okay, I'll catch up with you tomorrow probably. Okay, bye. Good morning. So it's Monday morning and already having problems. So I slept in because I worked all day yesterday and I went to start the van and no, you know, wouldn't start. And again, it just dies after I went in to where I'm parked and somebody charged it, but it starts, but then it dies. I'm good. Yeah, thank you. Well, that was nice. That was a lady making sure I'm okay. And so then the bartender's boyfriend has a car shop right down there. How convenient. went down there, and his name is Daryl. Heard about Daryl? And he gave me his charger, which I've been meaning to get, but you know what? Once it starts and then it runs good for a while, and then that happens again, you know, then you're like, forget about it. So he gave me this really nice, like, self-charger, but I started it, and what I have to do is kind of press on the gas, and I do have a reader, and I tried to read it like 3 different times. I'll try it after the van has started, but it came up as an error. So I'm going to buy a battery like trickle charger and see if that helps, or and I need to buy like one of these. So this is a really nice one where I can just charge it myself. I don't need anybody to help me charge it. So yeah, he said buy something like that. It's like 160 bucks, but it'll be well worth it. Yeah. So yeah, but waitressing, oh, that's another thing. Saturday was great. Yesterday, I mean, it just, everybody starts new. All the girls were telling me that they cried on their first days, and it was just so busy, and just trying to keep up and keep everything straight and learning the system still. But yeah, it was good. Saturday, I think I told you I made like $75, but then you tip out the runners because they run the food for you. And then yesterday I made like $130 in tips, and then you tip the bartender because they have specials. They have happy hour all day long. The bartender, and then the 2 runners. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. But I'll be spending that money on car stuff. So, you know, hashtag van life. It just is what it is. I mean, I can't figure it out. So Al and I, because it stayed started for quite a while before, you know, we didn't think about it, but now we're gonna start, you know, one by one, kind of piecing it together. And then what's interesting is, you know, how Charlene now has a dent in her, and Al found what is it, like the door, because that's what I'm gonna need to replace, is the door down there. And he found one, and a brand new one cost like $1,000, and that's not painted. But what's funny is my ex-boyfriend from high school, and we're all still friends. I haven't seen him in years, but Al's still friends with him, and he paints cars. That's what he does, and he does it on the side and stuff. So Al said, because I have the pieces, that they might be able to like kind of shellac it together and then paint it. And I'm almost thinking, I mean, I don't know how much it costs, but I'm just wondering to get Charlene just paint it. Again, pipe drapes, you know, it's like your house, how you want to do stuff to it to make it look better. But yeah, so we'll see. One step at a time. I just gotta keep Charlene started right now. Once she starts, she stays started for a long time, and that's why I forget about it. But I'm like, oh, it's good, it's great, no worries. So anyway, okay, that's my Monday morning. I got a lot to do today. It's my day off, but I got a lot to do, and it's really nice here. And I would start a video for like another e-bike, but it's windy, like super duper duper windy. So I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday I have to work those nights, but during the day I think I can start them. So anyway, okay, that's the update. I'll let you know how it goes. I may be sitting here next time I check in. All right, I'll see you soon. I did it. It stayed started. So I kept it on, and there's something going on with the connection, because then I did the trick that Al showed me, you know, I take off and hook the battery, and then because it was still dying after even though it was connected to the charger. And so I was like, so I unconnected it, and then I unhooked the battery, and then, you know, put it back on, and now it's staying started. So there's something having to do with the connection there, but I'll take it. Okay. Mission accomplished. Crisis diverted. onward with the day. Okay, I gotta return this thing, and then I'm gonna buy one today. Okay, see you soon. Good afternoon. I know, I think it's like 4:30, and it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. So I just got done with the shift at my waitressing job, and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna quit. And believe me, I don't feel good about it. I don't know if I talked to you about Sunday. Saturday went good. It wasn't that busy. It was manageable. And I don't know if I told you Saturday that, well, Saturday went well, and then Sunday, so I had to be there at 8 a.m. And it was just so busy because people come from church and everything else. And, you know, I'm still learning, but everybody else is so busy that there's nobody to like ask questions to because they're running around, and then you can't find anyone. And so the manager got mad at me because I didn't know we had gluten-free bread. And he's like, Tracy, you know, once you make an order, because once you make an order, you can't go back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't go back and change like the wheat bread, whatever. This sounds so silly talking after everything I've been through in my life. Like, and this isn't the point of this video. Do you know what I mean? It's not about the food. It's not about that. But it's about nowadays. So I'm 57. When I started a job before, you were trained. Like, they made sure you were trained, you know, before you started your job. And in the legal one, and it wasn't for lawyers. People thought it was for lawyers. It was for the legal processing company. It was a whole different ballgame. And I never was trained like one-on-one. I was trained over Viber, which is instant messaging. There was no real training. And I told you for that one, there were so many moving parts. So it's a family. It's two brothers. The dad owned it. Two brothers took it over. And then the daughter, their sister. And she even quit. And they were talking about like answering the phone. And they even said, even she wouldn't answer the phone for 2 years because there's so many moving parts. Because for different services, there's so many different things. And we did out-of-state services and we did everything else. There was just no way I could even know all this. And then again, it's like everybody's so busy to answer a question is hard to get, but you're just trying to get your question answered to like move on so you can do a good job. And I see that's what happened here. So I wasn't trained, and I don't know if I told you, so sorry if I've already said it, but you know, I printed out all those things, and at the end of my shift on Saturday, which went well, you know, I said to the manager, I said, hey, listen, I took pictures and printed all these off, so maybe, you know, for new people, you want to make a copy so that they can have it, so that they can look at like the, you know, electronic menu thing, so that they can get familiar with it. Because again, not once did anybody, when I was training, hand me it, and did I ever actually touch that. Watching somebody go like this doesn't help train me. And then, you know, I got thrown in, and I had never worked breakfast before, and, you know, I got thrown into the weekend breakfast. And again, there's so much to know, and, you know, you're dealing with cash and stuff, and you keep everything, and then at the end you have to tally everything up and make sure it all comes out correctly. And I mean, I could keep explaining to you what happened. And then today, the manager there today, she was on the phone, but then the phone was ringing, and I didn't answer it because I've never been trained to answer the phone. And she goes, will you answer that? And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, what do I do? I mean, and by the time I picked it up, they had hung up. And she goes, well, I'm running stuff and I'm doing this. And I go, I totally get it. I go, I am more than willing to help. I am more than willing to do anything. I'll sweep the floors. I'll do whatever. But if I don't know what I'm doing, how am I help of anything? And then, so at the end of your, like I was working during the day today, and we have different tasks, you know, before we leave, we have to fill sauces and all this stuff. And so you like pre-fill the sauces, but then you fill them up like in this refrigerator, and it's all different, and there's different ones on each shelf. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, so I'm filling them. And then the manager comes up to me and she's like, Tracey, this is 3 up and then 4 over. She goes, these are all gonna fall out. And I said, well, nobody told me. And so she started doing, I go, I'll do it. Like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And so I had to take them all out and like put them back in. And then I asked for help on a couple things. At the end, I was like cashing out, and I just learning this stuff. And I couldn't find anybody. I walk up front, and there's 3 waitresses up there, and believe me, a lot of them have been really helpful. And I said, can somebody help me back here? And they all like looked the other way. Like, okay, I guess nobody's gonna help me here. And it's not that I can't learn it, but listen, my back is killing me, my feet are killing me, and I just don't have the time or the will or the energy to have to figure this all out by myself, because I want to be a good worker, but if I'm not trained well, then I can't do a good job, which doesn't do a good job, you know, for the restaurant. And when they gave me sections, you know, they give the new people the same amount of tables. Like I had like 8 tables plus 1 out on the patio and all this stuff. And, you know, I don't even know what I'm doing. So, and listen, I know there's high turnover in, you know, the food business or whatever. But, you know, I really wanted it to work, but it just isn't. It's just too much. It's too much. And it's too frustrating not having even the managers. They get mad at me when I'm just trying to even go above and beyond and do a good job. And so, yeah, I don't know. And this like isn't to complain. Listen, this is, you know, sometimes things just don't work out on either end. They fired the girl, one of the girls that trained me. She didn't want to train me that night, and she's like, oh, I don't feel good, I'm not going to train you. And I'm thinking, okay. So I'm looking around like at the other waitresses, because we were all at the stand, like, okay, who's going to train me then? And everybody just like walked away. Like, okay. And then she ended up training me, but she didn't really train me again. It's just me following them around. And when I told Josh, I go, listen, I never touched a menu. He goes, you never like entered anything? And I go, no. And he goes, who trained you? And so I told him the 4 people, and, you know, he's like, well, it's on them. They were supposed to train you. And I'm like, well, who's watching over this, you know? But I just found out today she got fired. And then one of the bartenders got fired. And this has all been what I've worked there for a week and a half. And so 2 people have already been fired. So it's too much. It's too much. So again, this isn't about complaining. It's just a job. And, you know, if things don't work, it doesn't work on either end. And that's fine. But I just want to tell you, like, I'm a hard worker. I'm willing to do anything. I'll clean the bathrooms. I'll do whatever it is that helps everybody, you know, come to the same conclusion, to do a good job, to get everything out, to make everything right, to make the customers happy. But you can't do that if you're not trained. Oh, and then Sunday, I went in, I think I told you, the manager didn't call in, or she was supposed to work, and then she said, once she got there at 9. And she said, yeah, well, I told the manager I wasn't going to work, and she said she'd find somebody. And the manager said, no, I told her she had to find somebody, but there was nobody to work. And then she wants me to work like this Sunday as a shift lead, but I never learned anything, and my card didn't even work. I couldn't even get into like the cash, you know, to register anything, to even like check people out, because my card didn't work. And I wrote her and I said, I can't be a shift lead. I go because don't know anything. I'm not trained. Nobody trained me. Like, I'm supposed to be dealing with money and helping people. It was my first day back, I haven't been there since last summer. And so how am I supposed to now be a shift lead and deal with the money when I don't even know what I'm doing? And so I just want to know, do you guys find this? Like, is it just the way of the world now? I am willing to work my buns off, and I'm a good worker. But if I'm not properly trained, who is that helping? None of us. None of us. And then I'm floundering, and then I'm frustrated. And it's not just me, it's so many other people. And is it just because now we're short-staffed and they're just like, yeah, they'll figure it out? But I can't believe, too, when somebody's brand new that they're yelling at you, making you feel bad for not knowing something that you don't know because nobody ever told you or showed you. So, okay, well, it's like almost 5 o'clock here. Elle's going to help me go get the cruiser because tomorrow I'm going to do the review on that one. And, yeah, and I'm going to offer to work till the end of the week. We'll see if they say yes or no. But I'm going to offer to work till Sunday, my shifts, because then the new schedule comes out. But, yeah, so I'm sorry this isn't a very happy video, but this is the reality of my life right now. And then to go see Jesse graduate, you know, Joy and I are going, and went to look up flights last night. And flights are over $600. They're like $650 a piece. And I was talking to Jesse, and I'm like, you know, maybe Grandma can't come because we can't afford that. And it's Memorial Weekend. That's why. So they're having graduation on Memorial Weekend. So that's why the flights are so expensive. But yeah, so we're figuring that out. So just, you know, going through a lot right now. But you guys don't seem to mind when I tell you what real life is happening in my life. You know, life goes like this. And I'm still happy. I'm happy. But I don't need like the added stress of all that. So yeah, but I have 3 makeup jobs coming up, and hopefully that'll come up more now that I'm back. And so, yeah, I'll figure something out. I always do. Yeah, I can do that. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm sorry, it's disappointing, but I gotta go. Elle's gonna help me pick that up, and then I'm gonna take care of that. So, okay, you know what to do. Go out and make an adventure. Like, this was an adventure. Sometimes they don't, you know, turn out like you think that they're gonna turn out. But it's still an adventure, and no harm, no foul. You find out, right? You just find things out. It's a learning lesson. That's exactly what it is. Don't beat yourself up. It's just a learning lesson. No matter how big or how small, you go call someone you love. And as Joy says, tell them that you love them. Do that, okay? Because some people need to pick me up, all right? And don't you dare for a minute. Don't you feel bad. Don't you feel guilty. And don't you forget your magic. Okay. I will see you in the next one. All right. Bye, guys.